Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Angelo Valkenborg, also known as Becomingwildman. Make sure to hit like, subscribe. Today we're gonna talk about the new Wolverine from TBS. So if you're looking to buy a new knife, stay tuned. I think you will find this very interesting. So, what makes a good bushcraft knife? Well, a bushcraft knife is a camp knife. You need something that can handle most of your camp chores. So, as a bushcrafter, your knife will need some requirements. And I found for me, optimum requirements are a knife of a full tank construction, which you can use for batoning, which means hitting it with another stick so you can split firewood. Firewood is going to be one of the most common tasks that you need to do every time you set up camp or you want to cook. And a good bushcraft knife should handle some abuse. So most bushcraft knives will have a full Scandi or a convex grind, which means it's a bit more rounded off, just like an axe. This will give a better edge retention, but the Scandi grind is superior in chipping away in the wood and biting in. The spine of the knife, so the back of the knife, should have preferably a 90-degree angle, so you can use it in combination with a fire steel. You could also use it to scrape off bark from branches. Lana. And another task it should be able to do is, for example, take off the bark from spruce roots. So you see, a bushcraft knife has to be versatile. Other than woodwork and natural material process is food preparation. So you should be able to use it in your outdoor kitchen as well. But keep in mind that you don't want to be using your fire steel first and then with a dirty knife start cooking and cut up your potatoes. That's just nasty. The handle should be without any restrictions. You should be able to hold it in different positions to do the chest lever grip, just some normal cutting, backwards pull, stuff like that. So the less weird shapes are in your handle, the better it is. The handle should be also very comfortable to work with, so you could do hours of carving without getting any hot spots. So this is what I'm looking at if I buy a new knife. And full disclaimer, yes, I work for the Bushcraftshop.nl, but I'm not getting my shit for free, and I do pay for all the items that I use, so I'm not being sponsored to do these videos. I just share with you guys because I'm a gear freak. I know what I like. I know I'm still looking for the perfect gear, so I'm still unfortunately spending quite a bit of my monthly income on gear. But that's okay, because I really enjoy it. I really enjoy using it, and if it's bad, I have no problems telling that. My newest knife is the MK2, sorry, there's my Flemish. It's the MK2 Mark II of the Wolverine puukko from TBS, the Bushcraft store in the UK. And I have to tell them, hats off for making such a good knife. I am completely stunned with how well the knife performed in the various tasks I've put it into. I'm having the stainless steel, and boy oh boy, the edge retention on that thing, I like it a lot. It was pretty sharp coming out of the box, and I wanted to keep the factory edge actually as long as possible to see how long it would withstand the time. But after 2 weeks of using the knife, I just couldn't look at the factory edge anymore, so I took the Volkniffen CC4 stone and I went for the polished edge. I hope you guys can see it. Anyways, it holds an edge fantastically. Like, I mean, honest to God, I could shave hair all fucking day with this thing. And not just that, it's a great little carver. It is. It's nice in the hand. I don't have too big of a hand, but it fits lovely in all directions that I want to work with it. The balance is a bit of a weird thing. The balance is about that's the balance point, so it does lean back into your hand. This makes it a wordless chopper, by the way, but with such a short knife blade, I mean, it's just a bit shorter than a Mora companion. Everyone knows a Mora knife, yeah? So it's just a centimeter or something shorter. And what I really like about the knife geometry is actually that the only flat spot is about here, and all the rest is a continuous curve. And I've been looking for a long time to find a factory produced knife with a continuous curve, just like the Grandmaster Morse Kohansky advised, to have a nice continuous curve. It's great for making feather sticks, it's great for continuous cutting, and I have to say it is. It's really nice to work with this knife. I really enjoy it. The spine thickness is 3mm. That's just a sweet spot for me for a bushcraft knife. I can still split my firewood, but it's not too thick. Thinner than that I would not like to go, because then the knife gets stuck more easily. So for me, 3mm is a really nice geometry. Well, this handle is made out of micarta, and again, this was a very conscious decision for me. Yes, I do like wooden handles more. It has a bit more of charisma and character, but I just want to be maintenance free on this knife. And all my other knives are carbon steel, wooden handles, so for me it was time for something new. And actually what inspired me to go for micarta is the fact that I put micarta on my sweet little Benchmade, the Bug Out Mini. And since I got the micarta on there, I'm just loving it. So about the handle, it is shaped really well. No protruding edges, perfectly shaped. It fits amazingly. The finished touch on this knife, it's where it needs to be. It has these red liners. It's just a beautiful knife. It's really pleasant to work with it. The spine of the knife is 90 degrees, but it doesn't throw the best of sparks. So I did find myself filing down. Something got my attention. Snow is falling from the treetops, but I always think the deer are coming by. So anyway, the spine I did had to reprofile just a little bit with my Leatherman. So I sharpened the edge a bit more, and now it has a way more sharper edge. It works way better with fire steel. And for me, it's really the combination to work fire steel with a knife. It's just two of my basic things. I had one big concern, and that was the secondary bevel on the knife. I'm not a fan of secondary bevels. I like it or convex or micro convex, or I would like to see it with a true Scandi grind. So since I had to wait about 2 months to get the knife, that was the main thing I was worried about. But actually that was not the problem at all. That secondary bevel made it way easier to sharpen, and it holds an edge phenomenal. It still bites like crazy in the wood, but it's easier to control. So actually, hats off TBS, that's a job well done. But don't go all too excited now, because there are some freaking downsides on it, and that's the sheath it comes with. The sheath has been my greatest disappointment so far, as it doesn't seem to keep the knife secured. And my concern is that I just saw a lovely little spot where we're gonna have a sit. I need some sunlight, guys. It's getting chilly. Oh, lovely. Check this out. Beautiful, eh? So what I wanted to say is that the sheath has been the greatest disappointment so far. It's such an easy way of using the knife. I've used this for many years, and then I went back to using the dangler on the side, so I do switch from time to time. I did had this coming together with the knife, and I had it on the knife until yesterday, to be honest, and now I'm trying it out, having this separately on my belt, because I don't need to carry the knife all the time, but I do like to have this. I mean, it's not in the way, and I do like how it's now thinner and looks better for me. Take off the sheath. First of all, you unclip the fronts, it slides off your belt easy, and they made it in a way that this cannot pass through there, so you will not lose this by accident. And then I need to take off my belt, of course. Sheath itself is quite stable on the belt. I do like that. My issue is that you don't have to unbuckle it, and I actually put in an extra layer of leather, as you can see, and this brought way more tension in the horizontal carry position. But now, after 2 or 3 weeks that I have it like this, walking around in the forest, wearing it daily, it's starting to come out again. Not yet to the point that it would fall out, but it did in the past. So I'm not feeling secure at all, and I would love to carry it horizontally, but the truth is it can't, because how this handle is designed, there's not a lot of grip to hold it, and unfortunately it's just not working. And what you have to know with TBS is that they design their sheets to fit multiple of their knives. Yeah, so they have small knives, which is this, then medium knives, which is like, for example, the boar, and then the large ones like the grizzly. And for those they have different sheets. They have the classic designs, you know, the Scandinavian designs, just slim, simple designs to carry on the belt. And then they have these multi-carry sheets with different options, like a fire steel and a DC4 stone, or just a fire steel. And then they even have a sheet with this flap over the top that I will show you in a minute. Wel, gaan ze van mijn ding af. Oh, only one left. This is one of my cheat tools when I want things to go fast without too much effort. Chocolates. Set on the pack. There we go. Achteruit. Achteruit. Blijven. Go. Zoek het. Well, now that we got the hot chocolate sorted out, I think it's time for you and me to have a little talk. That's way better. So I don't trust this sheet anymore actually in a horizontal carry, and even with the extra layer inside, the retention is just not good. I'm thinking what am I gonna do next? So thank God I work for the Bushcraft shop, and I mentioned this at work. I said like, hey guys, we cannot sell this knife like that. Like this is a liability issue. This it's not for us, our liability. We don't produce the knives, but I mean, we want to inform our customers correct, and we want to let them know that yes, this is a multi-carry sheet, but it's not safe. And why is it not safe? Because it's not specifically designed for this knife. In the beginning, you get it, you think, oh, that's a nice tight fit, but once the leather starts to scratch, it's not anymore. So I got something else. Ooh. Ooh. Forgot about my hot chocolate. Give me a sec. Gotta hurry up. Not that hot anymore. So I got this sheet. This sheet is the medium size one, or yeah, it's the medium size one. They only have two sizes, medium, large. And I thought, well, hey, great, this one must definitely lock in the knife. So let's see how that will do. Knife goes in. It's quite deep, till above this ring. Okay, we're gonna close it. Look at how much space there is. So I was testing this for one day, and I already came to the conclusion that that's not gonna be my thing, because while carrying it horizontally during the day, I noticed that the knife would get like this. And there's this big cut underneath to have easy access. For me, this doesn't feel, I don't know. What are your thoughts about this, guys? Like, do you trust this? Come on, let's be honest. I don't trust this. So I actually preferred the other sheet, but that one is just not secure enough. It's also a matter of time before it's gonna fail. So the only thing that I can do now is actually bring it down, put on a new, I don't know how you call this, connector thingy-majingy, but make a new hole and basically connect it way down. And then, yeah, then my problem would be solved. So that's gonna be my next project. So these are my biggest concerns. I have to tell you guys, I fucking love the knife. It's amazing. It cuts really nice. I put it to some tests. I made this needle for making nets. I carved a new spoon for taking coffee. I started a few fires. I practice making fire quite frequently. And I have to say, the knife on its own, I cannot talk bad about it. I'm crazy about it. I love the geometry of the knife, how it locks in my hand, how it feels, how it works. Even the balance thing that is not right in the middle, it doesn't bother me at all, because it does fit the hands extremely nice. I'm maybe thinking of roughing up the Micarta a little bit to get a bit more grip. They really sanded it down smoothly. I do like the feeling of it. It's a nice feeling, but I did notice it slipping my hands from time to time wearing wool gloves and even leather gloves. Even just, yeah, it's a thing. It's a thing. There's little traction on the handle. I had to make this cord on the back. That's not for aesthetic reasons. That actually has a function, because when it's in my sheath, let's see if you can see this. When it's in my sheath and I want to take it out, there's little to grab hold to. So what I do is I actually pull on the cord and then grab the knife decently. So this one falls quite deep into it, and in this sheath it's even gonna fall deeper into it. See, so it is quite handy to have something to perch it on. The thing with the TBS, what I like is that they give lifetime warranty on the construction of the knife, the handle and the leather sheets. So that is nice. It would be nicer if the sheet would also just be perfect, which it's not. Sorry TBS, but it's not. You should address this, because I would really bump out if I would lose the knife, or I would destroy it because it would slide out, or even worse, I would injure myself. So let's talk about the specs of this knife a little bit. So the steel that we're working at is N619 CO stainless steel. Doesn't mean it will not rust, it will just rust way less. So it takes way less maintenance. And the composition of the steel, if you're interested for it, I'm not a steel guy, so I have to cheat for this, but the carbon is 1.08%, molybdenum 1.10%, chromium 17.3%, silicon 0.5%, manganese 0.4%, vanadium 0.1%, and cobalt 1.5%. The Rockwell is 60 with a 3mm spine. The length of the knife itself is 95 millimeters, and I don't mind it. It's a little bit shorter than your general bushcraft knife, but it works good. I like it. The length of the handle is 120, and the material is Micarta for the handle. So that's basically it. If you would compare that to the carbon steel, because it's basically the same geometry except for the thickness of the spine, wherein the thickness of the spine is 3.2 millimeters, a little bit thicker, and that's actually the main difference. And also the carbon one has a hardness of 58 instead of 60. So you got two versions, carbon, stainless. Carbon is 3.2 millimeter thickness spine. It will not make such a difference. I don't think you would actually notice it, to be honest. But it's a softer steel, so it makes it faster to sharpen, easier to retouch. I have no experience with the steel yet, so if anyone has something to follow up on this information, please do share it with us, because I want to be as informative as possible for those looking at this knife or considering it, or now might be considering it. So yeah, if someone has anything else to put on to that, please let me know in the descriptions below. If you're interested about the knives, check out the links down below. They will bring you right to the product. So about the sheet, there's not a lot good I can say. I'm gonna modify the other sheet as well. That's a bit of a bummer, isn't it? So guys, before you throw all your money at this knife, I still believe it's worth it. I'm very happy with the knife on itself, but the sheet needs some tweaking, and that's for me the main downside on this knife. So let me know what you think of it. Would you buy it? Would you want to have the multi-carry sheath, but would you not carry it in different ways? Would you like just have it on your belt or on a dangler? Because I bought it specifically for the horizontal carry, and well, I'm not carrying it horizontally right now. So I have two projects for this knife. One is to fix the other sheath. I'm gonna reposition where the fastener is, and that's gonna be a great fix overall. It's gonna be the most secure solution, although I'm not really stoked about the design of the sheath, even though it's just one difference, and that's this flap, which I actually need for security. But I am, project number 2 is a bit more ambitious. I'm gonna make my first kandidate sheath, so it's gonna be a DIY project, especially for this knife. I have no idea how it's gonna turn out, but yeah, stay tuned. You might enjoy that one. So that's me, guys. Thanks for watching. I wish you all an exquisite day. We're gonna enjoy the weather still a bit. Don't forget to give me the thumbs up, hit that like button, and if you got any questions, drop them down in the bottom below, and there you will also find the links to all my social media and where I got the knife from. So that's me signing off. Have a good one, stay safe, and don't forget to go outside. Ciao, guys.